mentioned that win over Florida and just kind of what, I mean, you got a lot of huge wins in your career, but just from the standpoint of what y'all been through, where does that kind of?
That felt great for a lot of reasons. Number one, first and foremost, for these players. Certainly our coaches and our families and the fans and the campus and everything, but most importantly the players because of the work they put into it. And we were so close, right? I mean, and everybody saw it, and to be able to pull it off in a very tough environment against a very good team on the road after having so many close games was a huge thing. And there was a little bit of relief, but I think there was a lot more joy, and I think that's what's most important.
Was it a matter of just things, just working hours and things y'all did down the stretch and down and able y'all to?
We played as close to a 40-minute game as you can play. Certainly we have mistakes. There's no perfect games, but we had turnovers and things of that nature, but we responded. And we made some timely plays. I thought our defense was good. Our deflections were higher for us. And we moved the ball extremely well. We played through Nick a lot, and Nick moved around really well. And it was harder because we had Ray for a bit, but then we didn't have him. So we had to make those adjustments. And it was a true team win.
Whenever you take over a program, there's going to be a group of seniors. Always, you've done this a couple of times. How do you think this group has handled the transition?
Extremely well. Extremely well. I mean, we really have. I mean, there's time for reflection down the road, but not now. But I mean, when I think about the first meeting and I think about the spring and the summer and the work with them, and there's a lot of those moments, right? There's the collective part of it, but then there's the moments you have with those guys individually, or you watch them grow through something. You see their confidence grow in them. And those are the fun things. And I think they've done an excellent job. I think they've represented the program and the university well and put a lot into this. I mean, and it's not easy. I mean, there's no way to quantify it. When there's a change and you're all new to each other, it's not easy. But those guys have bought in and have worked extremely hard from week one.
Coach, I saw on Twitter where you talked about getting the Stonecutter's Creed from Tom Bike before the Florida game. When did he send that to you, and why did you feel
the day before. He sent it the day before, and I'd seen it before, but I hadn't seen it in a long time. And it really made sense. I read it to them after the game. I just thought it really made sense in the way that the game played out.
I guess why did you feel it was so important to share it with them after you get a win like that?
Because it makes sense, right? I mean, it's because it fit the moment, right? It fit the moment. It fit the time period. And it was timely, and I thought it was good.
How is Rayshawn looking for tomorrow?
I'd say we're not so good, but we'll wait and see.
You tried to get him in the game in Florida, right? I think maybe 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And didn't do it. Did that set him back?
Yeah. Well, he got stepped on. He got stepped on in the game, and I mean inadvertently, but I mean that didn't help. So it was not because we've really been following him in a day-to-day situation, but he got stepped on in the game and he wasn't comfortable being able to go back in. So it's the way it is right now.
Going back to those seniors, I mean, how do you sell to them? Hey, this is a rebuild process, but y'all are equally important in it all.
I didn't sell it like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't sell it like a rebuild process. I sold it. There's no way to know that. When you come in, it's a new process, right? And you got to bring energy to it. You've got to bring excitement to it. What you're trying to do is you're trying to get to know them and trying to establish what you want the program to be like on and off the court for you, right? And I've said this so many times, it's never talking about coming in and talking about culture. To me, it's much more about standards, right? What are the standards that we want to have for the way we want to play, the way we want to do things inside of the program? Because at the end of the day, it's Georgia, right? But there's a coach and a coaching staff that no two coaching staffs are the same. No two coaches are the same. So it just becomes that. And so it was really, I wouldn't call it a rebuild. They had to change how they looked at some things basketball-wise, skill development-wise, stretching their games-wise, and really get, adhere to the fundamentals of that. But that's been most important to me, and I think they've responded.
Will it be hard saying goodbye to these seniors?
Well, we're not going to say goodbye right now, so not going to be hard. Not going to be hard today. So.
How about Missouri? It falls in line with the Leach is tough from top to bottom. They've got some pretty impressive wins.
They play so hard. I mean, they play so hard on both ends of the floor, and it's not once in a while. It's not occasionally, but it's all the time. I mean, it is literally all the time. And defensively, offensively, rebounding, they go inside, they can shoot. They played freshmen a lot this year, and they've really responded, especially with Mark Smith being out. He's a very good player. Jeremiah Tillman, Kevin Perrier, those guys do an excellent job, and we've got to really be on top of our game in so many areas. We've got to be on top of our energy. We've got to be efficient. They make it really hard to score. So this is not a situation where you can come down and think we're going to get it without moving. We're going to get it without moving the ball. We've got to play inside out. We've got to get out on the break, but we can't rush, and they can turn you over. They're very, very aggressive, and we've got to come in expecting that. We've got to be aggressive, and we just got to play. We've got to overcome or exceed whatever their energy is, and however hard they play.
Any other questions for Coach?
Alrighty.